Hey, Bookie. Boop. Good morning. I've got my retainer in because I'm a nerd. But I thought what I'll do today is get up and sort of on my phone, because I don't have my vlog camera anymore. The screen broke and it's hard to use now, so I don't vlog. But I thought I would take you through a day in the life of what it's like to be a stay-at-home YouTuber. I think I've had a few people ask a lot of questions about it, and I asked questions last night on my community tab. So I'm just going to show you roughly what a typical day is. Hayley's coming over later to film, and I have had a few people sort of be really judgmental and be like, you don't really work because you work from home. And I've heard a lot of people say things like that they think YouTubers sleep in until 2 p.m. and do nothing. And I'm sure that there are people that do that. I don't tend to do that, and I'll talk about it a bit soon, but this is not the most typical day because I'm talking to a camera, whereas my cats are now waiting for food, whereas I'm stopping to talk to the camera. So it is currently just after 8. Hey Google, what's the time? 8:09 at the moment. So this is sort of roughly what time I get up, and what I'm going to do now is take my retainer out, wash my face. I don't shower in the morning, I shower at night, and then I'll come back to feed the cats and tidy up the kitchen a little bit. That's what I do in the morning, and I'll be back. Okay, so we've done our skincare. Now it's time to feed the cats. Darren feeds them in the morning some dry food, and then it's my turn for second breakfast to feed them some wet food. And that's what Boogie loves the most. Durdles, she kind of likes the dry food. Come on, Durdles. I don't know why they're shy. I don't think they like the phone. Come on, Boogie, you look angry. Come on, Boogsy. Yes, good boy. Good boy. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. Come on, Durdles. Do your trick. Come on. Oh, very good. That was quick. Well done. Well done, guys. Well done. Yeah, happy face. Well done. All right, so we're all happy here. I do have to stay in the kitchen while they eat because Durdles often pushes Boogie away and eats his food. So I'm going to unpack the dishwasher. Also, I clearly found myself doing some late night brush cleaning last night, so I'm going to have to put that away too. Okay, it's now 8:30 and I'm just making my smoothie. I don't always make a smoothie, but half the time I do, so I'll show it to you. I've also just cleaned the kitty litter, watered some plants, re-topped up the water, gave Boogie his snack. I'll show you. Look at him, he's beautiful. Look at his beautiful tail. Such a good boy. He loves snacks. Anyway, so smoothie has banana. It has almond milk, not wine. That's for risotto last night. Almond milk. I love this yogurt, 5 a.m. yogurt. It's also got a little bit of protein powder. It's got cocoa powder and some instant coffee because I love the coffee sort of gives you caffeine, but also cuts down the sweetness of the banana. That's what I do. Often I put spinach in it as well, but I don't know if I've got spinach. Okay, so now what I tend to do is check emails. I have done that. I usually wait until Hayley's here if there's anything important to answer. If anything's really quick, I'll just answer it. But if there's anything that we sort of both need to figure out how we want things worded and whatnot, we just sort of wait until we're together and then we just sit down and do some emailing together. So we'll probably do some of that today. I feel like I need hand cream. Luckily, I've got hand cream at my desk. But what I also need to do, there's a couple of things that are sort of what I do every single day. One is I go through Instagram, and it's really important to do that today because we're filming beauty news. So we need to get the most current news. And I've just been having a quick look, and there is some interesting current news that I need to not only gather and put in the folder for beauty news today, but also I need to repost on Instagram. So for example, the new Huda palette, we've seen the colored image. Prior to that, earlier in the week, we've only seen the black and white image. So, these things, there's a bunch of stuff that comes out. You'll be surprised how much makeup comes out every day. And all I pretty much do is I follow a bunch of brands. I scroll through. I also follow a bunch of sort of news news pages. So I will sort of see what they're posting about. I will also see what, you know, brands are posting about. And I just try to spend some time gathering as much information as I can, because the more you sort of gather before beauty news, the more accurate the episode's going to be, and we try to make it as accurate as possible. So we do spend today filming beauty news, and then tomorrow all day I'll be editing, and then I have to upload Wednesday night, and then Thursday Hayley will sort of proof watch it, do the metadata. That's when we'll sort of do the thumbnail, the podcast, whatever, and set it to go. So we only really give ourselves maybe 2.5 days to create it, which is not much, but it, you know, it is what it is, but it is important to get as much relevant as possible. So I'm going to spend, and I can easily spend an hour every morning just going through Instagram and gathering Instagram stuff and then posting about it on our feed. That often takes the longest because you're like typing information and you're checking, and I often have the laptop open where I'm like, oh, the information's there, and I have to like, yeah, it's just annoying. Like, for example, last week with the Jeffree Star, he had the lip liners and also the new highlighters released, or talking about their release. This post of mine, which is the highlighters, and then I did one for a more simpler one for the lip liners. Those took me, I'm not kidding you, at least an hour and a half, because I had to sit down, watch the video, rewind, take screenshots of everything, then send it to my phone, create collages, put it up with all the details. It took me an hour and a half for that stupid post. So yeah, things aren't hard in this world, but they're very time consuming. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I've noticed that Shane Dawson's series, the third video of the Jake Paul thing's out. So they're generally going for about 45 minutes. So I'll put that on now. I'll have my smoothie, and I will be on my phone gathering information, uploading it onto Dropbox for today, and also anything that I think is really interesting, I will repost it on Instagram. So that's what I'll be doing now. Also important to do soon, I need to watch, proof watch tomorrow's episode of the Makeup Breakup. Hayley uploaded it last night, so I need to proof watch that now, because if there's any like things that she needs to fix, or any fuck ups in it, she kind of needs to know before she comes over today so she can re-edit it and re-upload it. So I will do that. And then probably the last thing that I'll do is go through some of the comments. I put up a video last night. I'll go through some of the comments and, you know, heart or answer any of the comments. And I'll do the same for beauty news as well. On days that we've uploaded a video, beauty news comments are like out of control. And we can't like get around to all of them unless Hayley and I like sort of tackle it together. But I'll just have a look. Like, we didn't put up a video yesterday, so it should be relatively quiet. Yeah, there's a few things just from past videos, but nothing crazy, which is good. So yeah, I'll probably go through these later as well. So this is sort of what I do every single day, whether it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every single day. I sort of emails, Instagram, comments, proof watch anything I need to proof watch, and generally it takes me a couple of hours. So this is where you can catch yourself sort of getting distracted by the internet, where you just want to start watching shit on YouTube, and sometimes I do, but as long as I feel like I'm doing something while I'm doing that, it's not a big deal. I used to always watch YouTube when I was at work writing contracts, so you know, if I could answer comments and also in another window be watching YouTube, it doesn't bother me. So I'm going to watch the video now for tomorrow, and yeah, I'm going to get back to you when all of this stuff is kind of done. All right, so I'm dressed now. I have just brushed my hair. I haven't done anything to it. Oh, I do want to say there is a leave-in conditioner that I use for the first time, and usually my hair is super frizzy and horrible, and leave-in conditioners make it really like limp. This one's fantastic. I used it on Sunday night. Usually the only way I get my hair like this is if I blow dry it, but I didn't blow dry it, so I'm going to show you that in a second before I forget. Turtles, don't scratch the wall when you're in the kitty litter. So yeah, what we're filming today I think will mainly be face stuff. So I've got two sort of areas in my study that we film, one against the wall, which we set up for like face stuff, and then one near the sort of window and on a table, which is for like hand stuff. No wonder why I don't vlog with a DSLR, they're so heavy. Normally we have to film, like we upload at least 3 videos a week on beauty news, so we have to at least film sort of like 3, maybe 4 videos a week. So if we at least do a couple today, and then we'll film again on Thursday. What we like to do, if possible, is film one day with like face stuff against the wall, and then another day later in the week just sort of like hand destroying stuff. It means we don't have to get like camera ready, and we don't have to move the cameras around and the lights around and everything, but it just depends on what we get done, which generally, if we're optimistic, it's 2 to 3 videos. That's probably standard. All right, so we can see some mail I have in the haul. So there's 4 packages here, but I reckon there's going to be maybe at least 1 more at the post office. And this is a clothing haul that we did from Yes Style, and we haven't even gone through the stuff because we sort of want first impressions of us opening it. So if we can sort of tackle these. So the problem with these types of videos, hey Durdles, hello. The problem with these types of videos is they go on Not Beauty News, and because we don't have a schedule for Not Beauty News, it means that if we don't get around to filming these, they just sort of wait in the haul until we can. So we sort of need to do our Beauty News standard videos first, and then these sort of come when we have time. So hopefully we'll get around to these. Isn't that right, Durdles? You've just used the kitty litter. How are you feeling? Boogie is trying to sleep, which is good. Let's disrupt him a little bit. I try not to disrupt them because then they don't sleep properly. So I tend to leave them and do my work. So how you going, Boogs? All right, so I'm not going to set up proper lighting. I can't be bothered. So I just need to do my makeup now. But I put up a thing in my community tab saying that I'm thinking of doing a video like typical day in the life of my life, and asking for any comments. And a few people have asked really random questions, which I will probably have to get around to replying to, because I'm not going to cover things that are random in this video. But Siobhan has said, how do you not just lay on the couch all day watching Netflix when you don't have a particular place to be in the morning or something due at a particular time? I think that's interesting because I think a lot of people, I'm just going to start doing my makeup. I think a lot of people just expect that if you're at home, you're just going to do stuff around, like you're just going to be lazy. And that's like the complete opposite of what I tend to do. And someone else asked, hang on, it kind of works together. So Grace asked, what are the benefits and drawbacks of not having a traditional 9 to 5? Do you find it hard to switch off from work because you don't leave an office at the end of the day? And also because the internet is constantly around and comments are coming in all hours. So I think they're sort of both sort of important to talk about at the same time, because I probably am more like the second one where I don't really switch off. I find that I think my experience being a YouTuber is probably a little bit different to a lot of other people's. If it was just my channel, I would find that I can film 1 day a week and edit 1 day a week, and then I've got 3 days to, 3 working days and the weekend to do whatever I want. But because I've got my channel, we've got beauty news, which sort of takes precedent over all other things because there's a sort of strict schedule with beauty news. I still try to get up 2 videos on my channel a week. So that's sort of my goal. I think I've only not met that once this year. And that was because I actually scrapped a video that I didn't like. So I did have actually the 2 videos filmed. I just didn't edit it because I didn't like it, and I thought I'll redo it down the track, and I didn't have time that week. So yeah, if it was just my channel, I think, if I was just uploading 2 times a week, it's an absolute breeze. But if you look at it, when it comes to the videos that I have some input in on a weekly basis, I've got my 2 own videos that I sort of, create from scratch myself. And then I also have at least 3 beauty news videos. And beauty news videos are a lot more time consuming just in the preparation, in the editing, in the filming. So yeah, I think it's very different because the way, like, I've got a lot of videos that I have to create on a, I look like I'm absolutely dead. This is creepy. So yeah, I have a lot of videos that I sort of have some part in, and then also generally we will have one either on not beauty news, or we'll have one, like an extra one on beauty news. Like beauty news this week, we're looking at maybe having 2 extra. So we've got 5 videos going up. One I've got to edit tonight. One I proof watched yesterday, but there was a few things that needed to be fixed. So I think that's going to be going up tonight as well. So I'll re-proof watch that tomorrow. So it looks like this week I will have some part in probably 8 videos. So if you look at it that way, it is we work every day of the week, every single day of the week. So there is really no time to stop and watch Netflix. I don't turn the TV on. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's no sound going on. I don't turn the TV on until Darren's home and we're cooking dinner, which is generally at about, he'd probably start cooking dinner at about 6. So you didn't see Darren this morning because he gets to work he generally gets to work at about 7:15 and then comes home at about 4:30 to 5. So he goes to work early and comes home early. So we sort of try to wrap up filming before dinner. So generally I find that I don't really have time to watch TV. And even if I did have time to watch TV, I just am out of the habit of watching it during the day. Yeah, the only time I can I can actually think of myself wanting to turn on TV during the day is if I'm actually not feeling well and all I want to do is like lie on the couch because I don't want to go back to bed. That's the only time I can see myself like just turning on TV or Netflix or something during the day and watching it. So I pretty much, you know, as soon as I sit at my computer, it's not hard stuff. It's not brain surgery, but I do pretty much work all day. Okay, Nikki is asking, since you work from home, does Darren expect you to carry the majority of the housework / home maintenance? And doing YouTube full time, have you created a routine for yourself on a day-to-day basis, or you just kind of wing it? So she's just about to start working from home too. So she's eager for my wisdom. Oh, I don't really have much wisdom, hun, but no, I don't Darren doesn't expect me to do more housework. I just find that because I'm home a lot, when I sort of get into a routine, I might actually get another light as well because this lighting is horrible. All right, that is a lot better. I've just got a softbox light. I'm like, I don't want to scare the children too much with my weird wax face. Yeah, so Darren doesn't really expect me to do all the housework. He's never mentioned it. He has mentioned in the past that, these are all wet brushes, damn it. He has mentioned in the past that he's noticed that I do a lot more housework, but I feel like it's not because I'm expected to. It's more because I'm home a lot. So, you know, if I am making coffees, I'm like, why is this bench dirty? This annoys me. So I just find that, like yesterday, I did some like hanging out of laundry in between, like taking a bit of a break from you know, doing a bit of work. So I sort of just do little things here and there, but we sort of still do on the weekend sort of a big clean, not a big clean, but we sort of, he vacuums while I wipe down everything and put things away. And so I do the sort of daily, just small things, which I like because it makes me feel a bit more comfortable in my home. So it's not that he's expecting me to, and he knows that there are days where I'm really busy and I'm up really late doing work. So he doesn't, ever ask me to do anything extra. And it's sort of balanced because he does cook dinner, and that's more because he likes to cook and I don't. So he does come home and cook most of the time. So, I feel like if I'm the one that cleaning the kitchen and doing a few things, it sort of balances out a bit. But I do have a routine. I try to, my days do vary a lot. So every single week I'll have 2 days where we're filming. So Haley and I are filming. And the problem is that we film a lot of videos, but we put up a lot of videos. So for example, if we film 3 to 4 videos today, that's only about a week and a half's worth of content, not even a full week and a half, because we still have to film the makeup breakup. So we'll probably do a few makeup breakups on Thursday, and then that sort of is enough to keep us going for a week and a half. But and we sort of try to film a few things in advance. We can't with beauty news, but we try to film a few videos in advance, because when things crop up, like events or having to go to Sydney or anything like that, we need sort of backup, so we're not under the pump trying to get everything done, because it makes it really hard. So our weeks do vary depending on events, depending on if we need to go anywhere, depending on appointments, depending on all these kind of things. But we will at least film beauty news every week. We will generally film 2 days a week, and I'll generally have to edit 1 whole day a week. And then for my channel, I usually film on Mondays, and then I will sort of edit in the evenings as I go. So I only really have sort of 1 day during the week to myself, and generally I fill that up with sort of just other work that needs to be done. And then if I've got spare time, that's when I'll like catch up with friends for coffees and stuff. But if we have a few events on, then we don't have any spare days at all. And in the last month, I was thinking about it, I think we've 3 weekends out of in September we had things on. So we even sort of have a lot of work that we have to do on the weekends. But in regards to like any tips, I think the key thing is that if you have deadlines, like we have daily deadlines, and we like to, oh, that concealer's creasing. We like to think that it's like, okay, what do we have to do today? What do we have to do tomorrow? And we sort of take it 1 day at a time. But every day we're planning for the next video, whether it's our own video, whether it's the next video to go on beauty news. Every single day we have work to do, so we always have a deadline, which is kind of good. And even if you are working from home and you don't have deadlines, probably just make some up. Like by the end of the day, I want XYZ completed, and as a bonus, I want something else completed as well. And I think if you have deadlines, you sort of stop yourself from turning on the TV and sort of procrastinating. Yeah, if I ever do procrastinate, like I said, it's generally on YouTube, like watching YouTube, but you know, I try to do that when I'm sort of doing something like Instagramming or doing my makeup anyway, where it's not a big deal if I'm going off on a YouTube tangent. A few people have wanted to see, like we've got Elaine here saying it would be interesting and seeing the Australian stores, especially beauty, and how you time manage everything. Someone else said, where is it? Okay, I can't find the comment now, but someone was talking about shopping and showing a meal, like going out for a meal. And I can tell you that that is not my regular day. That's generally, if I'm going shopping or I'm going out for a meal, I'm not going to pretend that, you know, oh, my life is so glamorous. It's not. I'm sitting in a room with like shit behind me and makeup everywhere. It's not glamorous, but that would be I've got a day off and I am going out with a friend and we're going to the shops and we're getting something to eat. So that's actually not my regular day. That's like a occasional thing. I've got a question about how do I keep myself motivated, and how is the atmosphere between international YouTubers? I don't know. I don't deal with international YouTubers. But how do I stay motivated? I just have a lot of shit to do. And I know that everything in this industry takes a very long time, and we're just like a 2-man show. So if we want stuff done, we've got to do it ourselves. So you just do it. And yeah, going back to that question about like, how do you switch off? Oh, I've got to use my naked palette for the last time. I'm doing that today. And then I'm going to wrap up my 1 month, 1 palette probably later this week. There was that question about like not switching off, or you know, do you find yourself working a lot, especially with the internet? And I'm going to say yes. Like tonight, I have no doubt that after dinner, when I'm watching something like an episode of Ozark, I will be on the internet. I will be checking Instagram for new news. Because that's when the sort of the US wakes up. So I'll be doing all that. And I find, you know, it is hard to switch off, but I find that if I really need to switch off, like if I'm getting over it and I'm getting really sick of things and I'm just like, it's too much, I take myself out. I often go have lunch with my mum. I will go see a movie. I will do something like that where I'm just like, I need the day off. But generally they're the days where I'm not filming and I'm not really editing, because when I'm filming and editing, I'm not checking comments. I'm not checking the internet. It's more when I am doing other things. So like just checking emails, doing all that kind of stuff. I find myself sort of getting into the black hole of comments and and it sometimes can get to you. But yeah, if you've got stuff to do, you actually don't have time to check it, which is kind of good. So Naz is asking, do you ever procrastinate while editing a video? Sometimes I'll find that, especially with my videos are pretty easy to edit and I just have to sit down and get them done. With beauty news, because there is so many photos and information we put on the screen, there are literally hundreds of photos we put on the screen every episode and it takes a very long time. It's sort of hard not to procrastinate because I find myself often needing to check for updates on things. So if we're talking about something and I'm like, oh, I expect to see more photos of this coming soon or something, I will sort of check for that as I'm editing. And sometimes that does sort of, you get distracted and you start looking at other things. But as long as you can kind of rein yourself back in and be like, no, I've got to get this done. I've got to get this done before dinner. Or if I don't get it done before dinner, I'll be up very late finishing this. And the problem is as well, if you finish things late, I'm sure YouTubers will get it. You need to compress. You've got to compress the video, and if a video is really long, it takes a very long time to compress. So an hour-long episode of beauty news might take 2 hours to compress. It saves a lot of time in upload time, so that's great. But often if I need to have a video up one night and I'm waiting for it to compress, I'm literally waiting. Like I might finish editing a video at like midnight and then I have to wait until 2 a.m. to actually upload the video after it's compressed, because if I don't do that, it takes like 20 hours to upload and it won't be up the next day anyway. So yeah, if I don't get it done and if I don't get it done in a timely manner, I'm going to have a late night, and that's always very annoying. And also if I don't upload at night, it clogs up the internet all day and it just makes life really difficult when you actually have your job online. So I have to upload everything at night. Megan was asking, how do you deal with the fact you have so many people watching your content? Do you ever feel scared to disappoint people? Not that I'm projecting my own fears onto you or anything. We don't actually think about it. I think it becomes more, you realize it more when you get letters in the mail and you actually really make personal connections with people. Can you tell I'm trying to use this sort of bluey grey shade from my 1 month, 1 palette series. I hate these kind of colors and I'm trying to use it because that's the last color I need to use in this naked palette. Yeah, if you try to, it's almost impossible to think about it, to be real. Like you can try to comprehend it, but it's very hard to do so. And it's probably a good thing, because the more you think about it, the more you sort of can get a bit freaked out about what you're doing. So we just do what we need to do. We try our best not to put up content that people might be offended at or misinterpret and get offended at. Sometimes things slip through and we just don't foresee that something's gonna upset someone, and it's very upsetting when it does. It really makes your day rubbish, like you feel like crap. But it's hard. You can't please everyone, and you can't foresee all circumstances, unfortunately. Steph's asking, how do you stay motivated? Is it a case of you and Hayley picking each other back up when needed? That is a big thing. When we can tell when each other is having an off day, and so I'll be like, just stop. That doesn't need to go up. We'll put this up instead. Just chill, and vice versa. Sometimes I'm like, I'm out. I'm gonna go see a movie. I'm sick of this shit. I'm having a bad day, and then she'll be like, don't check your phone. Just chill. And that's sort of. Yeah, we do have each other's backs, which is really good, and we do also really share the load. If one person is going to be really busy or has a lot on that week or isn't well, the other person will sort of pick up the slack. So yeah, we do really help each other out, which is great, because I don't think I would be able to deal with this job without her. I think it'd be too isolating. I think it would be too stressful, and I'd feel like there's too much sort of pressure just on my shoulders. So having someone to always talk to and bounce ideas off and all that kind of stuff is very, very helpful. Okay, Brittany has asked, do you ever get sick of having to put your makeup on just to take it off after filming? Do you do all your filming and editing, etc.? Do you find yourself off and having to pretend that you're excited for releases or launches when the makeup industry has become so oversaturated? Do you have a regular sleeping pattern? So many questions in one. So firstly, do I get sick of putting makeup on just to take it off after filming? No, I like playing with makeup, and I sort of use filming days as a way to put a lot of makeup on and play with a lot of makeup. On my non-filming days, I don't wear much makeup, so this is sort of like my fun time. And yeah, I don't usually take it off after filming. I usually wear it until the end of the day. And I don't hate it. I like playing with makeup, and it's a good excuse to put things on that I normally wouldn't use, like glitters and all that kind of stuff, because you can go quite bold with when you film. Also, sometimes I will, for my own channel, I will put my makeup on in the morning, film something, and then I might go out and catch up with a friend, so it's perfectly fine. Do we do all our filming and editing? Yes. We've only recently sort of hired an editor to help out with some of the makeup breakup, because we're finding that we're sort of struggling and we don't have weekends if we, but that's only more recent thing that we've done. I edit everything that I do. I edit beauty news and most of the sit down sort of stuff that we film over here. Yeah, that's about that. And do I ever find myself having to pretend I'm excited? No. One thing that we do is we stay quite true to our reactions. Sometimes we have off days, and you can especially tell when Hayley's having an off day, because she gets kind of really grumpy. So no, we don't just fake things for the sake of faking things. Also, we love makeup, so if something, even if we're in a bad mood, we film anyway because we have to. We've got a strict deadline. And if there's something that we really like, even if we're in a grumpy mood, we will still like it. We love makeup, and we can kind of still get excited about makeup even if we're in a shitty mood. We've got a question about how do I balance what I share from my personal life and what I don't? Is that what it was? Yeah, and I find that the longer I've been on YouTube, the less I want to share about my personal life. I know that sounds kind of shit, but it is what it is. I think, you realize that you leave yourself very exposed if you share too much about your personal life. So I tend to keep it quite business on I'm very honest, and if people ask questions, I'll answer the questions, but I don't voluntarily put up a lot of photos of me and my partner. I don't put up photos of the outside of my apartment. I don't do a lot of these things. I don't really post about my family because I am quite a private person, and I find that's crossing the line, and I think that's a little bit inappropriate. So I will share my personality and I'll share my interests, but I won't share everything about my life. I find that when you start on YouTube, you get quite excited making that personal connection with people, and you do start sort of sharing a lot, and then you sort of get burnt a bit where you start realizing that people are talking about certain things you've shared or trying to guess where you work. So I do try to keep things as private as possible. All right, I'm going to finish this off camera, because if I don't, I find that, look, I've been here for ages. I've been here for like an hour. When you talk and do things, it just takes so much longer. So Hayley will probably be over soon, and I need to finish this and also go to the post office. So that's that. All right, before I leave this room, this is my messy makeup desk. Oh my God, let's not look at that right now. This is where we film beauty news, so that's that set up there, but we bring lights in. But currently the lights are set up over here for where we do the hand stuff. So this is where we do the makeup breakup. Down here are a lot of like cleaning tools and like measuring tools, and that's sort of where we film. You get more natural light, so we try to film during the day. But we also have the lights. We just move the other camera that I'm using now in the middle here, and we use both camera angles. So we sit either side of the table, and we both, film, do work, do stuff. So yeah, we sort of film here, and once we've got the setup here, we try to take photos here for Instagram. We try to do other stuff here as well. And then, when we need to film face stuff, we go against the other wall. So I've done my makeup besides my lips, because I'm probably going to eat a sandwich before Hayley comes over, because when we sort of tend to film, we just film, and we can film for hours, and so we can get kind of hungry. But I wanted to mention this leave-in conditioner that I've been loving, like my hair. And if you go, that hair is shit, then you've got really good hair, because my hair is crap, and this is the leave-in conditioner. So the Kristen S Weightless Shine leave-in conditioner. I love this. This is fantastic. So that is going to be a permanent thing in my, I'm thinking of cutting my hair a bit shorter. Anyway, another thing I just wanted to talk about really quickly before I go make my sandwich. before I go to the PO box and sort of get stuff happening. A few people that talk about, and I think there was a question about this as well, about like how do you feel without sort of like a lot of interaction, like personal interaction. And I have heard a lot of YouTubers say that like being a YouTuber is very lonely. And I'm going to say that I'm very, very, very lucky. Like Hayley's coming over later. I always talk to her. Yesterday, for example, I wanted a break, so I had a coffee with Simon. Tomorrow, if I want a break from editing, I will probably have a coffee with my mum. Darren comes home, like I said, about 4:30 or 5. So generally, I'm in a bit of a scramble to get all my work done before he comes home. So I actually don't lack any sort of interaction. I do miss sort of going to work sometimes and like the ritual of going to work and getting out of the house. But if I'm having one of those days and I don't need to do any like pressing work, I'll just go out myself. It's not that hard. And like I said, I generally film with Hayley twice a week. I generally see Simon once or twice a week for a coffee. I generally see my mum once a week for a coffee. And we often have our neighbour come over for dinner. So for me, I generally see people every day, most days. And if I don't see people, it's generally a day where I'm like, I need to knuckle down and get shit done. So often I'll get people going, do you want to get a coffee? And I'm like, I can't. If I go out and have a coffee, I'll be up until 3 a.m. doing this work, and I just can't. So we have events, like on Friday night, we've got an event to go to. So yeah, weeks are different. There is sort of structure in my day that I sort of keep going throughout each day, but every day is different, and I do try to get out of the house as much as possible. If I'm feeling sort of suffocated, I make sure I go out. The best thing I think about my situation is that I've got YouTuber friends or blogger friends. So Simon works from home, Hayley works from home. I've got a couple of friends that work like shift work. So often there is generally someone that I can catch up with if I feel like I need to catch up with someone. I can catch up with my mum. I can catch up with some of my best friends. So I don't find it particularly isolating at all. There might be days where you feel a little bit isolated, but that just is when you have to actually go and do something. And I don't find asking people to catch up with me a hard thing to do. So, and luckily I've got friends that are quite flexible and are around to do that. So that's a blessing that I've got. So anyway, I'm gonna go make a sandwich. I'll show you my sandwich. I know a lot of people are like, oh, YouTubers fake this fantastic looking food. You'll see how basic my food is. And then afterwards I'll put my lip on. So I haven't done my lip yet. The rest of my makeup I've done, but not the lip. Oh, I thought I'd mention as well, uniform of a YouTuber, or a perk of working from home, is that as long as you're wearing an okay top on the top, you can actually wear tracksuit pants on the bottom. So yeah, I think one of the perks is definitely comfort, and I take full advantage of that. All right, all is good with the world because the cats are in the same bed. Bugsy is so sleepy. Look at his little pinky nose. You guys are going to fall off the bed. Wait, hang on. Let me move this. Guys, you're going to fall off. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, there we go. There we go. It's all right. It's all right. Chicky, 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 chicky. Chicky, 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 chicky. All right, we're back on the phone because I can't be bothered lifting the camera, but I've just made a sandwich. Oh my God, fancy. I actually really love sandwiches, and I just realized before that I've got leftover risotto, but I really want a sandwich. So cheese, tomato, baby spinach, delicious. All right, so I'm at the PO box. This is my PO box. It's very fancy. I picked up a few things. So a few people have wondered, can I send big parcels? Does it get returned? You just get a slip. So I got a letter for Beauty News, a little parcel for Beauty News, and also a slip. And that means I've got boxes in there. So I'm going to go in. The people are super nice. They know me very well. I go there often. They think I shop a lot online. They're funny. So I'm going to go pick up whatever's in this. Okay, so I've got the mail, and I've also got coffees. Hayley is here soon. I've also got a Hanson keyring because that's me. But we've got what looks like possibly 2 things from subscribers. We will see. 1 letter, 1 little parcel, and I've got some stuff from Dermalogica. So they sent an email, I think it was like last week, saying, or the week before, saying, do you want to try something? And I was like, Sure. So that's what I picked up today. So if we do a mail opening, we'll probably open these beforehand just to check that they are subscriber mail, and we will open them. So that's that. But coffee. All right, we've got Hayley here.
Hello.
The lighting looks
What
really
happened?
funny. Oh, did this just go up? This is really fucking shit.
No, it's on, but did it break? Did we break it?
Probably. Oh, is it because it tipped down?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you tried to crawl underneath it.
Oh, okay. It wanted to come with me.
Yeah, it did.
It
Look,
did.
it was-
Is the lighting not good?
Oh!
Struggle.
Look, it's a struggle. Anyway, this is our setup. Welcome, guys. It's very high tech. We have some stools here from Officeworks, and this one I don't know where from. We've got a ring light. We have 2 soft boxes, and these little buggers out here are just from Officeworks, but we put smart lamps in them so we can change the colour. So
Smart globes.
Smart globes, that's
Yeah.
it. And we got our stool with Mikey, and we've got
Hayley!
And a Hayley! Yay! So this is sort of what it looks like, if you can see. And then we turn that around. Hello. And then we watch it because we need to see what we're doing.
We do.
We
Very
do.
important.
We do.
business.
All right, but what are we filming today, Hayley?
Okay, first, beauty news.
Yeah,
That's
the most important.
The most important one.
Even if we roll over and collapse and die later on, that's fine. Beauty news is done.
We still film beauty news.
Yep.
Then we might do a mail unboxing.
Yes,
Maybe.
we've got some mail in the hall.
And maybe, oh yes, we have a face halo.
Face halo. And then if we have any extra time, we will probably, well, not after the face halo because that's
No.
taking off our makeup. If we're running good for time, which we probably won't because we need to go to a camera store.
Yeah.
Hayley needs to pick up.
I dumped that on her.
Yeah,
last
that's
minute.
fine. That's
Yeah.
good. We've got to do it. This is shit that we have to do.
We do,
We go to the
yeah.
camera store pretty often.
We
Stuff
do.
breaks
We
and
do.
memory cards break a lot
Yeah,
as well.
I know. Actually, I might pick up another one. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe too. And then we need to do a clothing.
Yes.
Yes style
we have
clothing video.
A yes style box full of clothing that's been sitting there for weeks. So we need to do that at some stage.
But because it's for not beauty news,
It's not a priority, unfortunately.
that's true. So I was trying to explain before that what we sort of do is film this stuff in one take, like
Yeah.
one chunk
Sitting.
of time, one
Yeah.
sitting, and then we go over there and we film the other stuff.
Yes.
If we don't have any footage for the following week, we film it today. Otherwise, we leave it for like Thursday or Friday
Yeah.
and just
And
do
try
a
and
few.
like get a backlog of them, which is helpful when we manage to do that. But
Yeah, we really do.
sometimes life just doesn't allow for it.
Yeah, and it also means that we can do things like go to events and go to, do things and not be obligated to film
Yes.
2 days that week. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So we're going to do it now.
We are. Let's do it.
But I can check back later and let you know how long this takes to do because it takes a while.
Good. Do you want a time check? It's 1:57 on the rocket clock. Mm-hmm. Let's see how long it takes.
We've just finished filming 2 out of 3 videos.
We have.
What is the time, Hayley?
It is 4:02 on the rocket clock.
I don't know if you can see that because of the
The glare.
glare, whatever,
There we go.
4:02. We're going to pop down to the shops before the camera shop closes, and then we'll come back and we'll take some photos for Instagram, film another thing, do some emailing,
Yeah.
probably some internet shopping
Yes.
for stuff,
Yes, we should really do that.
and then we'll probably call it a day until Thursday.
Yes. That's pretty much how
Yes.
we do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll see what I've got.
All right, no
Give you some
worries.
options. Obviously, the more you spend, the nicer tripod you'll
Yeah.
get. But
Okay,
There we go.
all right, so we're doing a
That's
little...
annoying.
Oh, we're in the car. We've just gone to the camera shop. It's about 5 o'clock, and we picked up these from Chemist Warehouse. I'm so excited. Watermelon.
Get ready for your body.
Get ready for my body. Ready?
Oh.
Wait. We'll just...
Yeah. Ready?
Ooh. Almost smells
Ooh.
like pineapple juice.
It does. It smells like lollies. I want to eat it. That's so bad.
I can't
Oh my
put on. It smells like fairy floss now.
Yum.
I'm so glad we got it.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm not going to use it yet because I'm wearing a matte thing, and we need to do another video where
My lips are really dry, so I'm gonna put some on.
Does it feel good?
It does feel good. It's a very thin formula.
I'm so excited.
And then I will take it off and put on lipstick for another video. Yay!
Yay.
chicken nuggets with barbecue sauce. And do you have frozen vanilla Coke? And do you have frozen vanilla Coke?
Yep.
Oh, could I have, do you want a large? Could I have 2 large frozen vanilla Cokes, please?
Anything else?
That's it, thanks.
That's fine.
Uh-oh.
Oh, spaghetti! Oh, don't try this at home, guys. What do we think about these, Hayley? Instagram photos.
Look, it's a lot of work.
It's true.
Takes surprisingly a long time.
Alright, we're trying to take an Instagram photo of these new Mecca items.
Thank you, Mecca.
Yeah, surprisingly, it's not as easy as it looks.
No, this is,
Probably the worst part of our job.
I'd say so. It takes a really, really long time, surprisingly,
Yeah.
to get photos.
Beautiful.
Oh, so sexy.
Sexy. So what have we been doing?
We just filmed a face halo video.
Why is this looking so dark?
Oh, you know what I learnt?
Oh, I didn't know you could do
Yeah,
that.
I know. I learned that just the other day.
Okay, cool.
It is 7:21 on the rocket clock, and I have like 6,000 notifications.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to call it a filming day.
Yeah.
Hayley's going to head off.
I am.
I'm going to have dinner, chill for a bit, and then edit for a bit.
I'm gonna go home and find food, buy some fucking Nurofen.
Do you need some Nurofen?
I've got periods pain.
I've got some Nurofen. Alrighty, we'll
Yes.
deal with that.
Yeah.
Alright, see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye, Hayley. Alright, so it is, I don't know, 8 o'clock. I'm just going to have a shower because I need to put skincare on. We removed our makeup and I look all shiny because I need like moisture in my skin. So I'm going to have a shower. I'm going to get into my PJs. I'm going to have dinner and then I'm going to sit down and probably watch a show on Netflix for about an hour with my boyfriend and the cat. And then when he goes to bed, which is generally 9 or 9:30, I'll jump back on the computer. And I'm not taking you in the shower because that's weird, but there's my shower. Boogsy, I can see you on my mug.
Gee.
Beautiful boy.
One blueberry muffin, please.
Jackie and Arena are joining a patrol in a small town one back from ISIS just days ago.
All right, so it is now about, 10:30 at night, and I was planning on sort of just sitting down and doing some editing while listening to a podcast, and I might do that. I feel like I'm starting pretty late. I sort of, since I last checked in, I had dinner with my boyfriend. We watched a TV show on Netflix. I chilled with the cat for a little bit, and then I went back on my computer and I was sort of importing footage and placed an order for a few things, and I contacted like giveaway winners to make sure they got prizes and posted stuff on Instagram, and I was just doing a few things. And then I went to go start editing a Get Swatched video, and those actually, they're really short videos. They go for like 3 or 4 minutes, but they take me at least 2 hours to do. And I was like, okay, I'm going to sit down. It's like 9:30. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to do this. And then I was importing the footage and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of footage missing. Because there's like 8 nail polishes, there's 4 shots of each of them, 3 of them are thermals, they have water shots as well, so you got like 35 shots, and I'm like, I've only imported about 8, and then I realized what happened was when I was going to import it, it shows like a preview screen of the footage, and I just selected the ones in the preview screen, not realizing I had to scroll up and select them all. Usually I'm so used to like having like long clips where I only need to import like 3 or 4. Anyway, so that's importing now, and I don't know if it's sort of, I had to like find, I was actually starting to freak out. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to message Hayley and tell her that the footage that we took the other day is gone. We've lost it. I've wiped it from a card. So I was checking all my memory cards, and then I found out what it was. But now that's sort of importing, and now it's 10:30. I don't know if I'm going to start editing it yet. I might start a little bit just to give myself a head start tomorrow, but I feel like if I try to finish it, I'll be going to bed about 1 a.m. and I don't want to. I was expecting to, work until maybe 11:30, but I'm not going to get it done. So I'm a bit like, maybe I should just call it a night. But yeah, that's sort of a typical day in the life of me. Tomorrow it'll be a similar day, but instead of filming for that chunk of time with Hayley, it would probably be me editing beauty news because it takes about 6 hours to edit beauty news. So I'll be doing the same kind of things in the morning, and then sort of around lunchtime or just before lunchtime, I'll start editing, and I'll edit until 5 or something. So yeah, I'll probably do something like that. And then The Bachelor's on tomorrow night. So I need to have it done before 7:30. That's what I need to have done. That's the plan. But that's sort of like a typical sort of day. But yeah, I know it's not typical for every YouTuber. I feel like if you were a different YouTuber, we don't get invited to as many events as a lot of people. We don't have a manager. We don't have a lot of phone sort of calls or conferences or meetings or anything like that. So ours is more just doing the grind, doing the filming, doing the editing, managing groups, managing social media, checking comments, emailing. That kind of stuff is like our daily grind. And yeah, it'd be good to one day get help for that. But if we want to pay ourselves, we can't pay other people. But yeah, so ours I think is a little bit different. And I also think that, like, I know you're watching this on my channel, but if I for some reason had a really popular channel like this channel and I was making full-time wages off it, I don't think I'd be able to make this a full-time job, because the work that I put into my channel is probably only the equivalent of maybe, I don't know, day and a half, 2 days a week. So that's not a full-time job at all. So I find that people that have a channel where they upload like once a week and that's their job, I'm like, what else are you doing the rest of the time? But having sort of multiple channels and having to, like I said, this week we're uploading, 8 videos across all channels, I think. Maybe seven next week, I don't know. We have to like mass film and mass edit, so it takes up a lot of time. And even though it's like most of the time it's quite fun, if you've got enough time to do it, like if you've got nothing else on your plate, like no events to go to, if we have to go to Sydney, it kind of takes away a lot of time. If we've got things to do, if we've got a lot of events, it sort of gets really hectic. You end up having really late nights just editing and trying to get stuff done. Can get tiring, can get stressful, but the work itself is pretty cruisy. Things just take a lot of time. It's, to actually get shit done and get it done consistently, it takes up a lot of time. So yeah, that sort of keeps me busy, which I'm happy about. But yeah, if it wasn't for beauty news and sort of the complicated videos that we do and the volume of videos and the length of our videos and all that kind of stuff, there is no way I'd be able to fill my days doing YouTube, because yeah, my own channel, I can do that super quickly. I could easily maintain a full-time job and sort of upload a couple of videos a week, but the combined makes it a lot harder. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that look into my non-glamorous life. But yeah, I think it's pretty realistic for what I do and what I do every day of the week. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that. And this is also a good indication of why I don't vlog anymore, because my life is pretty boring. Good night, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you. Boogie's going to sleep on the couch. I'll see you next time. Bye. Are we going to bed? Are you coming to bed? Are we going to bed early? Is that going to happen?